Going up. There he is. Hello, Lolos. Come on then. Now's your time to shine. Hello. You gonna come out? Let's go. Come on. What we got for you? Ah, you've seen the toys already, haven't you? So just at a point, because obviously some of your viewers may be aware of the Tower of London ravens. Hello, mate. What you got here? Loki is completely able for free flight. His wings aren't clipped at all. Okay, so he can fly as far and for as long as he wants to. We don't clip wings here because we teach birds to come back to us. That's part of what we do. So if he wants to, he can go and be free. There's nothing at all stopping him from being here. He has got, he's being sneaky. He's found other games as well. Can you not just play with this one for me? I've got it all set up for you. We do have a little tracker on him, a little GPS tracker, just in case, you know, it's just safety protocol. So if something does spook him, we can find him. Now, this game, he was absolutely terrified of it when he first got it. And that was about 1.5 years ago. And that was because of the sound of his feet on the plastic. It really freaked him out. So you can see he's managed to get over that. Get out there. What you got? You finished with that one. You can play with this one. No, you still want to play with that one, do you? You're not finished with that. So inside there is cat kibble, which he loves, and it keeps him nice and glossy. But we don't give him too much of that. That's only for a treat, because it does fill their stomachs quite quickly. So it's a bit like rice in that respect. So, you know, this took me about, you know, a month for him to get used to this. You know, get him over the fear of the sound of the plastic on his beak and his boot. And as you can see, he really doesn't care anymore about the sound.
He looks very glossy.
That's it. He is, yeah. You know, he often gets the moniker the glossy boy across social network, and that's because he has such a rich diet. You know, we feed him a whole range of food. So tonight he's got lots of quail and rat, which is really rich in protein. He has fruit and veg on certain days. And obviously these little biscuits here are a bit of a treat for him. So, all right, mate. Yeah, you found it.
He's just ripping it apart.
Yeah, he doesn't, you know, he knows what's in there. And I think as quickly as he can get it, the better. So he's going to gobble all that up. And he might even store some of it. Have you finished with that? Have you finished breaking it more to the point? Oh, that's lovely, Loki. What's in here? What's in here? So he can be incredibly gentle as well with that beak. So I'm going to hide this little bit in my fingers there. You going to take that from me? Well done. So he's really gentle and he can be very tactile. If he's in a mood with me, he'll often... That's my hat. What are you doing? There's nothing under there. Can you not? There's nothing there. Hello. What are you doing? Can you not destroy that, please? Oh, no. Now I'm going to play tug of war with my hat. What's this? So this little piano he's got here was the way that I first managed to communicate with him. So if I play a note, he gets a reward. So if I play the orange key, he's going to ignore me. Because he's going to do what Loki does. So what we did with the piano was, this was part of the trust building exercise. There you go. You can have one of those. Okay, so play that key. Play the orange key. Oh, close enough. So this was a way that we could communicate without kind of words, because he was so anxious. So he knew if he did this, he would get a reward. So if I turned it over, he sometimes thinks, well, I want to be rewarded again, and sometimes flips it up. Thankfully, we've got a mouthful of food. I think he's going to go and bury it. You see under that chin there, he's got it stored in there.
Yes.
That's called a goulard. So he's going to store as much as he can in there, and he's going to fly probably to his little stash site. He's got some sticks. That's a lovely stick you got there, Lolos.
What does he do with the sticks?
Well, he's been nest building recently, which is the first time he's done that in 8 years. So, do you want to handle your nest? Should we build some nests? Yeah, okay. You've got a nice stick. Okay, let's put this one here, shall we? Put this one here. So he builds nests now, but we have to be very careful because what are you doing? You like that? You want to try that one again? Is that good? That little noise. Do we get? Oh, okay. We'll put that one there, shall we? So what he also did with the stick, which is why we've got to keep a close eye on him, is next door to us is a snowy owl.
Oh.
And we've got a lovely waggy tail going. Can you give this little bit of waggy tail show?
Oh, so cute.
So next door is our snowy owl, and she's quite loud. And when we weigh her in her aviary, Loki thought that she was attacking me.
Oh.
So he was not happy about it, and he expressed this by shouting and screaming at her. And I said, "Okay, don't worry, mate. She hasn't done anything." So I took him outside, and we went over to those woods over there, and we got some sticks. One pretty much similar to this one. Didn't you know those? So I said, "Okay, well, you have that stick and keep it." And he kept it. And then I got a phone call a couple of days later saying that he wouldn't let one of the staff clean his aviary. He was literally patrolling a certain area.
Oh.
And when they managed, because what he had done is he had hidden his stick in a little game. Oh, that's really cute. You know, he's going to save his stick for later. And I said, okay, well, we'll leave it in there. I then get another call about 3 or 4 days later, and I knew it was bad news because they said, you're never going to guess what your raven has done. So when it's my raven, it's something bad, okay? So what he had done, can I have that? That's the snow behind me. What he had done is he had waited for Freya to get to a point in her aviary where he could reach her. Oh. And he jumped up and he took that stick and he poked her through the bars with a stick, like this one.
So it was a weapon.
It was a weapon. So we took it off him, and we'd realised that actually, he had actually sharpened it into a spear. So he had taken. What are you doing? You're trying to mug me? He had created his own spear, which he had whittled down to a point, and it had taken him a week to do it. And he calculated and waited just for her to be in the right position before he can poke her through the bars. So we've got to be very careful about what he's doing with sticks.
Oh, I see. Well, he's a warrior.
He is, but the interesting thing is that he did that not because Freya hurt him, it's because he thought Freya hurt me. So once upon a time, he used to hurt me. He used to really be nasty, but now he's become my protector. So if he thinks I'm in trouble, he'll always be there to back me up and make weapons.
Well, that's very noble-hearted of him.
Yeah, although we can't let him have too many weapons because it's not good for the other birds, is it?
He's arming himself.
He is. Yeah, he's got his own little arsenal going. You got enough sticks there, mate?
Now, is that owl all right? Did the owl heal?
Oh yeah, she didn't even realise she had been poked. They've got very thick feathering to deal with the cold, so he didn't really do any damage to her, thank God. But it's more the intent. Oh, all right. We're gonna build it. Okay.
He has a wide range of sounds that he makes.
He really does. Yes. So that barking is like, I want you to do something for me. I'm demanding.
Demand.
And then so he wants me to build this nest for him because he's not very good at it. He's never done it before, and he ends up just destroying it. So he wants me to build it for him, which takes a little bit of time. So we have to go through all the sticks. Okay. So we have to build you a nice nest, and then you destroy it overnight, and then I have to rebuild it again next time I'm in.
Why does he destroy it?
I think it's because he doesn't know what he's doing, and it's not very good. He's not very good at it. So he will learn. He'll learn. Can I have that then? Yeah, you're just gonna shake it. Yeah. You try it. Go on. You gotta do it yourself. So yeah, he has a whole wide range of vocalizations.
Yes.
What are you doing? You see him on, he's trying to take my
He
hat.
wants the hat.
He wants the hat. You're a
Yeah.
naughty boy. And now he's going for a nice big. Oh, he's chasing the pigeons. Don't know if you see that.
Yes. Yes.
He's chasing the pigeons away. There he goes. He's got a nice little saw. So he does pest control here. He doesn't
Yes.
really tolerate other birds in his enclosure or in his
Right.
flying area. So
Right.
pigeons, he's going to chase off. Well done, Lolos. You happy with yourself? Yeah. Hey, good boy. Right, I'm going to go and get some more toys. If you want to come and follow me. He knows I'm going to the food pouch. What's this? Lolos.
How far can he see?
Really far, yeah. So ravens in the wild they can distinguish from other ravens in their pack up to a mile away.
Oh,
So they've got
wow.
incredibly good vision, and they do facial recognition as well. So never ever wrong a corvid, because they will remember you. What are you doing? So this is his little strawberry patch where we planted some strawberries for him, and he harvests them when they're ready. Nothing to show today though, is there?
He picks his own strawberries?
Yeah, he picks his own strawberries. So that's his little patch there. So we grow his strawberries in there, and he picks them when they're ripe for him. He doesn't share though.
Doesn't share. Not even with you?
Now and again, like he has offered me food in the past as a little trinket, but it's very rare. So I have to have been very well behaved to deserve some of his food.
I see.
Got more nesting material there.
Elliot, how did Loki know to break into your office? How did he know that that's where the good stuff was?
Because he sees us going in there all the time, and he knows that we go in there, and at night time when we're in there, especially in the winter when we have to stay late and it gets dark, he can hear us in there and he can see the lights on, and he would sometimes chatter away to himself. So we found him mimicking my laugh and also pretending to be two different people with his vocalizations.
No way.
Yeah, so you'd have a conversation with himself, and then we would come running out the office to see who it was, and that's him basically getting our attention to come and play with him. So yeah, he's very canny. What are you doing?
Does Loki take baths?
Yeah, every day. So we have to change his bath twice a day because he does make use of it. He drinks from it, and he does bathe in it. Hello. So yeah, he does enjoy a bath. It's part of his keeping his gloss. He likes to keep clean. Want some apple? What is this?
He's restless. Like he never stays still.
No, because he knows I've got food on me. So you can see going to go through my bag. Look. Want some apple? Yeah. Want a bit? Here you go. What if I give you a bit? Don't take the biggest bit. Lolos. That's greedy. You can see him bearing it. See.
Yes, he's bearing it. Yes.
Do you want this bit as well? Do you want this bit as well?
Oh, he's even concealing it with bark.
Yeah. That's it. So I would give him sticks to help do this. So bit of grass. No, you don't want that. Is it fully buried for your liking? So you're going to come back for that later, are you? Hopefully the magpies haven't seen you store that. Look at you bossing around. Yeah, you're going to hide that as well. You want some grass? Bury that.
You're helping him.
Yeah, so we've got to help him bury his food. We want some sticks really and some leaves. Okay. What else have I got for you? You've seen that one already, haven't you? That's probably empty. Oh, there's a few bits in there. I've got some other bits. I think I've got some meat in here for him. So he's had his fruit and he's had his veg.
Elliot, how heavy is Loki?
So Loki is, in old money, he's about £2.7 to £2.10. And in grams, that's about 1,100 grams.
Oh, he's sizable.
Yeah. He's quite a small male, to be fair. They do get quite bigger. In captivity, you find that a lot of birds are smaller than their wilder counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
And this is true for raptors as well. So he's smaller, but he's still a fair old size for a
Yes.
bird. And especially with, where's he going? He can hide there. Especially with that beak, you know, you can do quite a lot of useful things with it. You know, you can be dexterous, but you can also, you know, break ice blocks with it, and eagle glove. Found out.
Do you give him ice sometimes?
Yeah. So in the summer, when it's really, really hot, we get huge blocks of ice like this, and we put fruit and veg in them, and we hang them from his aviary, and he can chip away at it overnight or during the day. So it helps to keep his beak filed down, but it gives him a nice treat at the end of it. Why are you having to destroy everything? Is that because part of who you are, isn't it? Bless your heart. Yes.
He seems to be happy.
Oh yeah, he is. You know, he's away all the time, and you know, he's got such a character. Some days he really wants to play. Some days he wants to be left alone. Some days he wants to build nests. Boy, I'm helping you. Stop being impatient. Okay. There we go. So yeah, every day can be different. Depends how he wakes up in the morning. You know. Okay.
What time does he wake up?
He's awake at the crack of dawn, and he can usually tell without seeing that I'm here because the sound of my car in the distance. He knows that's my car, so he gets ready and gets himself excitable, didn't you? So yeah, he's very smart like that. He's very attuned to stuff. We actually did a test because this place is open to the public normally. Having a little drink. Someone didn't like the look of him and unfortunately kicked him, and they kicked him like a soccer ball. And it really hurt him, and his feathers, you know, he lost feathers, and we were scared that he would associate men of that age group and that likeness to being a trigger. But we've worked so hard to get rid of these triggers, we don't want another one. So what I did was, he's off pigeon patrol now. There we go.
Oh yeah, there goes a pigeon.
It's telling the wildlife that this is a raven zone only. So that's him cronking. That is a little alarm to everybody to get away. So what I did was I dressed up from head to toe in clothes he had never seen. I put a balaclava on, I put a hat on, and I got out of the office, and within 2 steps, he knew it was me. He started calling out to me, and he knew it was me. So what we did is we took someone else who works on the farm, but not part of the falconry team, who he doesn't know. We dressed him up in exactly the same clothes. We did the same thing, and he didn't bat an eyelid. He didn't even acknowledge their existence. They walked past his aviary, and he carried on doing whatever he was doing.
Good. So no trigger. No trigger.
We went back inside. I put the clothes back on again, and as soon as I walked out, he knew it was me. So it goes to show that they can identify people incredibly critically from body language. So it must be something the way I walk, or something that he knows it's me. And we were happy that he wouldn't attack anybody because of his incident with that man. However, if that man ever does come back, he doesn't want to be around when Loki's around because he'd probably be in for a bit of a fright. Bless him.
Yes.
Now he's got his sticks to play with. You have to do that. I mean, really? Is that for your nest, is it? You know I'm going to have to clear that up when I go back in there. Oh, he's just food with it.
Elliot, how has your view of ravens changed after all this experience with Loki?
You know, I didn't know too much about corvids. You know, as much as the layman, I knew that they were intelligent and they were smart. Not to this extent. Not only are they really good puzzle solvers, there's something more going on. You know, there's a there's an emotional spectrum I was no way, not prepared to deal with. He has joy, he has fear, he has anger, he has frustration, happiness, overexcitement, and you just don't associate that sort of thing with birds. You just see them as, especially ravens, they get, they've got a bit of a dark past, and they've got an association with the lesser side of life. They're often omens of bad times, or death and witchcraft and all that kind of stuff. When actually the fact is, these guys are incredibly loving, and he will come and console me. Like if I've had a bad day, if I just sit around, he'll come and sit on your lap, and he'll do his little noises, and he's just like a consoling friend. And scientists say, or animal behavior specialists say, with dogs, they just mirror the energy that you're putting out, whereas he doesn't mirror. He will actually show you how he feels, because he does have that ability, and they do have feelings, they do have emotions. They're not just birds that fly, or they eat lambs, or they pluck eyes from their victims. They are so much more than that, and I don't think they get the credit they deserve, really. And the whole idea of creating Loki's page for people was to really show the other side of these birds, because there's not many of them in captivity that are trained or looked after, and we wanted to show that side of them, that these guys are so much more than folklore.
That's beautiful. I never underestimated animals. I always looked at them as I would at people, or more. What do people... Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you carry on.
Oh, I was just going to say, since Loki has a Facebook page and YouTube channel, you probably hear a lot from people that see those videos and that have grown to like Loki. What do they say about him, or what do they ask you about him?
The most common thing is people they can't understand or kind of comprehend that a bird that's capable of flight chooses to come back. Get out of my bag! Look at him, he's thieving. What are you doing? Get out of there!
He's dashing.
He's stolen some food. He's stolen a mouse.
Oh.
But as I was singing his praises, he goes and betrays me. But people, they can't comprehend that birds want to come back to us. And that, for me, I sometimes take that for granted, having trained birds to do this very thing. It's still kind of, it's that thing of, these birds choose to come back because of the bond we have. And a lot of people ask, why don't they? Because surely living in the wild is much better. And, if I said to anybody, well, why don't you go and live in the wild? Take nothing and go and survive. It's not fun.
No.
And it's not fun for them either. In captivity, birds will often live sometimes 3 times their expected life expectancy. So in the wild, corvids will live 15 to 20 years, whereas if they're looked after, he could live well into his 40s. And that's because he hasn't got to contend with other predators, lack of food, man destroying everything and poisoning the land. He gets the best food, he gets companionship, he gets safety. He doesn't even have to pay rent. He gets rent-free apartment.
This is Loki's castle.
It is, and he treats it like that. He's very safe. He's very homely here. So that's one of the questions we always get asked is, why do they keep coming back? And that's what it's really down to. Is, why wouldn't he come back? Is the answer. I wouldn't. If I was looked after like that and had my food ready for me and waited on and served on, I'd want to stay too.
So if Loki could talk to me in the human tongue, what would he tell me about you?
Well, I would hope that he would say that I was a good friend to him, and I give him the best array of snacks and food, but also that he'd be thankful that our paths were serendipitous and that we came to each other at the right time. that he needed someone to invest in, and maybe I needed something to challenge me on a personal level, and I think we both found each other at the right time, and we both helped each other get through some bad times. So I think it's very much a mutual thing, to be honest, and I'd hope he'd see that. I think he would.
Do you have any dreams or hopes for Loki that have not come fulfilled yet?
To be honest, we just want Loki to live out the life he wants to. We're not really interested in getting him to learn new things. We've never really been that way inclined. So if something happens where he learns a new puzzle, or he starts mimicking, then that's great. But we just want him to be him. We want him to do what he wants to do and have the freedom to do that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and as long as he's happy, we're happy. He seems to be developing in his own way. He's not going to be like some of the birds you see online where they talk and they can do really advanced puzzle solving. He just does what he needs to do, and as long as he's happy doing that, then that's the main thing.
Well, I think he's one fortunate raven. He has come to a place where he could really blossom.
No, I agree. He's definitely he's spoiled here, and we love him. We love all his little characters and his idiosyncrasies, and it's a real joy to be a part of his world, which he doesn't really realize how much joy and happiness he brings to people, not just us, but all the people who come to meet him, and all the people that can't meet him around the world. They get to see him doing what he wants to do.
What do your parents say about the fact that one of your friends is a raven?
Oh, they think it's great. My dad, he's in awe of him. He thinks he's just an amazing looking thing, and he's obviously seen the journey just through what I've told and what he's seen, and he's like he's a big nature fan as well, and he just thinks it's the best thing ever. So he's very much in tune with that, and really supportive. And he got to meet him once, and he was just dumbfounded, because to really appreciate them at this level is remarkable. Even when I see them in the wild, and we don't have that many in the UK, I still feel really kind of honoured to see them flying and mixing with other wildlife in the wild. Even though I get to work with him on a daily basis, seeing the wild ones is just something else, and I'm really grateful that we get that opportunity to work with him and to enjoy them in the wild too.
That's awesome. So Raven Master from the Tower of London wrote a book about his life with the ravens. That's what right. About you? Is there going to be a book about you and Loki?
There is. Yep, I've finished writing it. It's taken me 3 years. Yeah. I'm just looking for a publisher now to publish it, but it explains Loki's, in linear form from day one when we got him to where he is now, and lots more anecdotes and struggles and the trials and tribulations of having to work with him. So, because a lot of people do ask, how did you train him? And it's like, well, that's a long question to answer. So I put it down into book form. So hopefully at one point, you'll get to read all about it.
Well, I would absolutely love to. I'm an avid reader, and I love to read about ravens.
Absolutely. And if we know Chris quite well from the Tower of London. He actually appeared on TV with Loki.
Oh, really?
TV. Yeah. So because his ravens can't leave the tower, he had to go on TV to talk about his book, and Loki, he got to spend it with Loki on national TV. So
Loki was standing in for Marlena.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And he tried to steal the show as normal. But if you for your followers who want to know more about ravens, there is another book out which I highly recommend by a British journalist called Joe Shute, and it's called A Shadow Above. And Loki actually appears in chapter 6. Joe came to meet Loki to learn about him. So if you fancy reading a bit more about ravens and a bit of Loki in the meantime, do check out Joe's book. So it's a great read.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Elliot, this has been an absolute delight for me. Thank you so much for introducing me to your world and to Loki. He's marvelous. I can totally see how he would steal people's hearts, not just mugs from an office.
No, absolutely. No, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for getting in touch and wanting to learn more about this guy.
All right. So I would like to just say goodbye. Thank you and goodbye. And hopefully I will get to read your book sometime soon.
Absolutely. No, thank you for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Okay. Bye, Elliot. Bye, Loki. Okay,
Bye,
have a
Lolo.
good evening.
And you. Good boy.
Okay. Bye.
Showing off now, aren't you? Sorry, I was filming the wrong bit there. There you go. There's some guas for you.
That's his signature sound, isn't it?
That's the one. Yeah. Can you say it again for us? Good
Aw.
boy. Gua. Hawa. I'm glad he managed to do it eventually. He's been quite quiet today.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Elliot. This
No
was
worries.
wonderful.
Take
Okay,
care of yourself.
bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.